Soccer has been around for over 2,000 years, and in that time some genuinely unhinged things have happened. Not interesting trivia things, actually unhinged things. Here are 7 of them. A team once scored 149 own goals on purpose. In 2002, a Madagascan team called SO Lemurne was so furious with a refereeing decision in a previous match that they decided to protest in the most dramatic way possible, by deliberately scoring own goal after own goal for the entire 90 minutes of their next game. Final score, AS Adema 149, SO Lemurne 0. No other team has ever scored in that match, except themselves. Fans who bought tickets demanded their money back. It remains the highest scoreline in professional soccer history, and every single goal was intentional self-destruction. World War I stopped for a soccer game. Christmas 1914. British and German soldiers had been slaughtering each other in the trenches for months. Then on Christmas Eve, both sides spontaneously began singing carols across no man's land. By Christmas Day, soldiers were crossing into the space between the trenches, exchanging cigarettes and food. And then, someone produced a ball. British and German soldiers who had been trying to kill each other days earlier played a kickabout together in the middle of a world war. By December 30th, they were back to fighting. An Irish soccer club faked one of their own players' deaths just to get out of a match. In 2018, an amateur Dublin club called Ballybrack FC told their league that their Spanish player Fernando Lafuente had died in a motorbike accident on his way home from training. The league believed them completely. They cancelled that Saturday's match, held moments of silence at other games across the league, and players wore black armbands in his honour. An obituary ran in a Dublin newspaper. The whole thing unravelled when the league chairman called to ask about funeral arrangements and couldn't get a straight answer. Lafuente, who was very much alive and sitting at home playing video games in Galway, found out he was dead when his co-workers called him. The real reason the club did it, they just didn't have enough players for the match that weekend. He later said, "It's a little funny because basically I'm not dead." The word soccer is British and the British refused to use it. In Victorian England, Oxbridge students had a habit of taking words and adding to the end of them. Rugby became rugger. Association football got shortened to a soccer and then just soccer. It was completely normal British slang. Then Americans picked it up and the British, mortified, quietly dropped it and started pretending they'd never used it. The word has been common in America for over a century. The British invented the word and now act like it's an American abomination. The captain of France's first ever World Cup team was later executed by firing squad for collaborating with the Nazis. Alexandre Villaplane led France at the very first World Cup in 1930 in Uruguay, the inaugural tournament, the birth of the whole thing. He was the face of his country on the biggest stage soccer had ever seen. 14 years later, during World War II, he was arrested by the French resistance for collaborating with the Nazis, found guilty and executed by firing squad in 1944. The man who once captained his nation in the World Cup died as a convicted war criminal, France's first ever World Cup captain. A man had a professional soccer career for 13 years without ever playing a single game. Carlos Kaiser was a Brazilian footballer in the 1980s and 90s who signed for 11 professional clubs across Brazil, Mexico, France and the United States and never played a single competitive minute for any of them. His system was airtight: sign a short contract, immediately claim poor match fitness, spend the first weeks doing only physical training, then fake a muscle injury before anyone could see him actually play. He befriended legends like Romario, Bebeto and Zico, who bribed journalists to write fake headlines about his great performances abroad. When he absolutely had to appear on the bench, he once deliberately started a brawl in the stands to get sent off before he could be substituted on. He partied in Rio every night, lived like a star, and called himself the greatest footballer who never played football. He got away with it for 13 years because there was no internet to check his story. A documentary was made about him in 2018. He has no regrets. The World Cup trophy was stolen and found by a dog. 4 months before the 1966 World Cup, the Jules Rimet Trophy, the actual World Cup, was stolen from an exhibition in London. The police had nothing, no leads, no suspects, complete panic. Then a black and white collie named Pickles was out on a walk with his owner in South London when he started sniffing at a parcel wrapped in newspaper under a bush. Inside was the missing World Cup trophy. Pickles became a national hero overnight, attended celebratory dinners, got his photo in every newspaper in the country, and received his own medal. England went on to win the tournament that same year. The dog who found the trophy didn't live to see it though. Pickles died the following year after getting his leash caught in a tree while chasing a cat. Even the ending is insane. 7 things that actually happened in a sport that's been running for over 160 years and apparently never runs out of ways to be completely unhinged. Subscribe if number 2 got you. I'll see you in the next one.